going on, guys? Still don't know how many seconds we have there. Hi guys, what is going on? Happy Monday. I hope you all are doing well. Sorry we're a little bit late, but better late than never, I guess, for sure.
How was your all's fourth weekend? Did you guys have big plans, lots of fireworks, or was it boring like mine?
And mine.
Yeah.
Mine and Becca's 4th of July's were boring and tiring.
Really tiring. I took 2 naps
sleepy.
this weekend and I never take naps, so that was
I don't know what it
interesting.
is. I think a lot of us have been tired for a long time. It's just, and we've talked to friends and family, Becca and I have, and they've all been pretty tired too. I don't know if it's all this COVID stuff that's just mentally equals physically exhausting to us or what, but we hope that you all have had a good 4th of July. I hope that all of you were able to get on board and buy your summer summit tickets and your yearly memberships while it was still on that sale. But unfortunately today is the official first day that the sale is over, except we still have $20 off of our summer summit. So that's $10 less than you all got off through our sale, but that's still okay because $20 is still awesome. And our Summer Summit is coming up July 25th and 26th, which will be here right before we know it, guys, just in a couple of weeks. So definitely let us know if you have any questions about that. That is 10 amazing classes over the course of 2 days. Virtual from your home. We'll all be here to celebrate and have a good crafty time with you all. And then of course our membership, we have over 4,000 digital cut files. We have over 400 fonts, printable guides, a Facebook group, free commercial licensing, and so much more. Let me know if you have any specific questions about either of those amazing things, and welcome to the live stream today.
Guys, this project is the cutest ever. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. So
Yes.
we're going to be making a project that I think we made in March or April.
I think March, because it was before we moved here.
It was a while,
Yeah.
guys. And we've slowly but surely been incorporating all of the amazing projects in towards the week. So this was one that we launched many months ago.
But you guys loved it when we launched it.
It's so cute. So of course, as you guys know, Miss Courtney, our creative director, usually comes up with the projects that we create monthly. And this was one of those that challenged me, but it was a good type of challenge. And I conquered it as best I could, and I feel like I did a good job, and I learned from even this one, so I have some extra tips and tricks to give you guys for the one we're making today. But again, of course, you guys know your time is precious, so we will, or we have already pre-done lots of things like cut and weed our HTV and stain and paint our wood, which is awesome because you guys are leveling up that crafting, and you don't really need to know all of that kind of stuff every single live stream. So today it's going to be kind of down to the nitty-gritty about making the actual rainbow itself, and then we're going to be ironing on wood at the end of the live, and it's going to be a fun day. So definitely let us know if you have any questions. Roberta says, I'm all signed up for the summit. Yay, we are so happy that you are. You guys will really enjoy that amazing summit. It's going to be a really fun weekend for you guys. Also, we're going to go through our supplies that we have today that we're using. All of this is going to be linked in the description below as well if you would like to use these supplies, or if you want to know where we got our supplies. We have a glue gun. This is Lynn Lily's hot glue gun from Surebonder. We have a mini EasyPress and some black HTV. That's what we're going to be using today, ironing on wood. I've been using vinyl on wood for a little bit, and I'm ready to start using iron on wood again. So that's what we're going to be using today. We have some yarn. So this is just regular yarn. I really don't use yarn a lot, so I don't know if it's different than other types. I don't know what the word yarn encompasses, but I'm pretty sure this is regular yarn.
It's just, yeah, it is.
Straight all yarn. Go to Hobby Lobby yourself and find you some colors that you think match really well together like these, or I have linked you some in the description like I mentioned that are super close to these colors, if not the same, just a different brand, so you can check those out. We have light pink, dark pink, pretty blue, but when I think of blue I think of like blue. This is like turquoise, really fun and happy upbeat blue, and we have a yellow which is a little bit on the mustardy side, but it looks really cute with this project. We also have a 12 by 12 frame, which we have already painted and stained for you guys. And the frame masterclass is linked in the description below as well for those of you that want to know how to make these amazing frames. Let me see here. We have some different tools. We have some wire cutters that we'll be using today. We have some scissors that we'll be using, and this tool I never use, but Miss Becca does. This is the like Cricut just pointy weeder tool. So this is not the hook weeder tool that I usually use. Miss Becca does like this one, and this is actually really good for one of the techniques I'm going to be showing you today. So we have that as well. We have some masking tape, just any really masking tape, painter's tape. What we're going to be doing with it is sectioning off our rope and just adding a little bit of tape to like the bottom of it. So it really can be washi tape, any kind of tape you have that can be easily removed is totally fine. We have some wire here. This is 22 gauge wire. You can get it bigger. You can get 20 gauge or 18 gauge if you want to. We just found some at the craft store, 22 gauge, and that's what we will be using today. It's really fun because we're actually using the wire to stiffen our rope so that we can take that and kind of mold it into more of a rainbow shape for us, which is going to be so cute. We have our favorite staple gun here. This is our Arrow Fastener T50 staple gun. This exact one is linked below for you guys. And we used our Early American stain for the frame. I knew we were going to get questions about it, and if it wasn't on the table, I would not remember to tell you all, which is sad. But we're using Early American. It is, I think, the whole MGL team's working up to our favorite here, and we love it. So that's what we're using today. And yeah, that's about it. Becca, have I missed anything in the comments? They look great though.
Yeah.
Look at all you guys coming in.
Just lots of fun comments. No real questions.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You guys let me know if you have questions. I'm sure questions will arise. I have prepped this project pretty far in advance so that if something happens to be running long, I can just switch to the next thing, because this is one of those things that you need to pop on a Netflix show and sit down and be able to do over the course of quite a while. Really, the most lengthy thing is wrapping the rope with the yarn, and it's not a hard project at all, guys. It just takes a little bit of measuring, and you guys know I'm terrible at measuring, and even I can do this. So if I can do this, you can do this. And the reason why I didn't put like nursery decor or something in the title for today's live is because this is adorable home decor in general. We did use a font to say Dream Big Little Ones, so this kind of was inspired to be in a nursery, but it doesn't have to be at all.
That's a font?
It's a font, yes. This is called New Day. It's
so
a font.
Cute. I love that.
It is cute. So I was working with this font, and I'll tell you guys in Design Space as well, I didn't love it in Design Space, and you tell me if you ever get that way. Like, the T's wouldn't touch, and I thought, does this look awkward? So then I had to get other opinions. You know, when you're like neck deep in a project and you've just done so much and you don't think it looks great. Everyone else thought it looked awesome, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just... Maybe it's just me, or you're too close to it. And then I pull it out for today's project, and I set it on the table, and I'm like, that's adorable. So it just took some perspective and just some time to be able to fall in love with that font. But when you're in Design Space and you're looking at it when it's magnified to 200 and you're kerning it, you're like, what is happening? So this is just one of those fonts that I think is quirky and looks adorable the way that it is. So I'm super excited to show you all how we did that today as well. But let me see. Oh, Martha.
Yes.
Is that the question, Becca?
Well, Rebecca said, I wanted to point out what she said.
Sure.
She said, Spring Summit was the weekend my husband left for work for 2 years. And you guys got me through that. So now you'll get me through my 53rd birthday.
Oh, my goodness. First of all, whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Second of all, yay. I'm so glad that we're able to be here for your 53rd birthday, and that we're kind of, getting you through that, because it's going to be a really fun weekend.
Yes.
So fun.
And then, yes, Miss Martha's comment.
Martha, great question. I'm new to this. What is Summit? So Summit is something that we have here at Maker's Gonna Learn 3 times a year in the summer, spring, summer, and fall. Wow. Spring, summer, and fall. We don't have a winter one. And they are 2 days long, over a Saturday and a Sunday. And they are 10 classes that range from 30 minutes to an hour. All in-depth classes, no chit-chat like this, at least during the classes. They are all pre-recorded, really well-edited, well-executed videos that have a lot of detailed, supply lists, and we have a lot of techniques that we show you. The goal for Summits is to be able to distract you from life and get you all crafting and getting your wheels turning to make something creative. We want to make sure that not only are you feeling more creative, but that you're leveling up that crafting as well. So a lot of our summit projects are things you might not normally do, and we like to challenge you to do them even if you think you won't like them. If you've never sewn before, and we have a video about sewing, which we do have a couple of this summit coming up. I think there's 3 classes that you can use a sewing machine with if you want to, and if you've never sewn before, try and hand sew some of these. Try and really get in there and see if you enjoy it. There is no better way to grow in crafting than trying things you never tried. You do not grow by being comfortable. It's something I like to say that I probably need to listen to more often. But yeah, that's great.
Guys, my goal is for Rachel, this time next year, Rachel to be sewing in a summit.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
It would take me many, many years to be able to know how to sew, to be able to teach someone else how to sew.
Rachel is being modest. She tackles everything she tries with grace and excellence, and she can do that as well.
Becca's too nice to me, number one. We have 2 sewists in the team, Becca. Why do we need a third? You don't need me. But, no, that's what we're talking about. See, I'm not comfortable with it, so maybe something will come along and I'm going to have to learn how to sew maybe. So I'm up for the challenge, and that's what I'm talking about. So yeah.
Hopefully we can get you guys some sneak peeks this week. We do have some amazingly cute styled photographs of the finished projects. I just have to get the okay to share them with you guys. But it's about time for a sneak peek, I think. I think so.
Yeah. Becca takes all of our photos, and she takes incredible photography of all of our stuff that's finished, and she finished up taking all the pictures for our summits classes, which is so exciting.
So exciting.
So you guys will get to see that. Probably maybe for Becca's life, she can get the okay by then, and we can show you all of those amazing classes, so you guys will get pumped up for sure.
Carol says if you can make frames with a saw, you can sew with a machine, Rachel.
Well, thank you. That's really sweet of you to say. That empowers me a lot. Yeah, I think so. Give me a machine, Becca. But everyone should know the basics of sewing.
Oh, she knows the basics. She hand sewed some stuff.
I know the basics. If you got a button that pops off, or in a bathing suit, girl talk here, it's my least favorite thing. Those little pads fall out of the tops of your bathing suits. I can sew them right into place. I can do.
See, she can do it, guys.
I can hand sew. The machine, I could probably watch one of Becca or Courtney's tutorials and then learn myself. So I can totally do it. But Miss Brianna, joining late, you have not missed anything. We are just talking about the supplies that we have used to make this adorable project before we head into Design Space and show you all how we made it. Which, by the way, Becca, I think is a good time to do that now because, yeah. So,
really quick before you do that,
sure.
Miss Jacqueline says, hi, Rachel. My friend Cindy and I are just headed to the Mackinac Bridge in Upper Michigan, 91 degrees. Wish you were here. Please say hi to us.
Oh, my gosh. Hello, Jacqueline. Hi. In Mackinac Bridge in Upper Michigan. Wow.
I've never heard of that.
91 degrees. Wow. Well,
I've never heard of 91 degrees in Michigan either.
That's something. You definitely have fun, and y'all be safe out there today for sure. Be safe and have fun. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going. Did you say we're doing supplies? Or?
Please. We're all the supplies are linked in the description if you guys have any other questions about those. But I can also answer any separate questions you have about those. But if I could not mess up this password to this computer, we'll talk to you guys about what we've got going in Design Space. So as you all know, we always put the dimensions of our blanks here in Design Space, and while I did mention this was a 12 by 12 frame, that is the size of the exact frame, not the size of the space we have to work with inside the frame. That would be 9.5 inches. So that's what we have in here, is just a square to 9.5 inches, and this is this adorable little quirky font that is called New Day. I'm literally just going to do one word for you guys here today because we have oodles of videos showing you how to do this yourself, and we have quite a bit of crafting to do today. So I'm just going to quickly run through one of these words just to show you kind of how to kern this if you are new here. And let us know if you are new and you would like some extra training on this. We do have a lot of videos on that. So as you can see, I just sized that up. In a perfect world, you would allow your words to all be one size and all kern them together so that you don't have to resize those words and one might be awkwardly bigger than the other. And what you can do is several things. You can go ahead and ungroup, or you can use your letter spacing tool to bring those letters closer together, which is usually my first instinct before I have to ungroup. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm using that bottom little arrow there to bring these letters closer together. And once I have a couple that look closer together, I'm going to go ahead and ungroup there now and click on one of those and bring this in for me so I can really see what I'm doing here. So now I'm going to take both of these and I'm just going to squeeze them in just like that. Take these, squeeze them into that R, and that looks good. You can see the cute little detail on that little A. You can see just a little bit of it is empty as well. That will be cut with your Cricut too, but it's just a really quirky font. I like that it looks imperfect and that it doesn't look it doesn't look like a normal font. This is a really cool font that I probably need to use more, honestly. So if I can get my mouse to work, sorry guys, goodness. I'm going to take this entire thing, and you know how important it is to weld any kind of cursive font. So we're going to go ahead and weld this, and it looks good welded. And that's exactly what you would do with all of your words, with your entire phrase. Weld them and kern them one by one, and then once you have them all together, you can either weld the entire word or quote, or you can just have it attached after you have all the words welded. Joanne, question. I painted a piece of wood and cut off my vinyl. Do I polyacrylic before I place vinyl or after? Joanne, if you are doing regular adhesive vinyl, you can do both. You can do it before and after. If your wood is not perfectly smooth or anything, feel free to slap a coat of that on there first to allow the vinyl to have something a little bit slicker and flatter and smoother to be able to stick to. But if your wood is perfectly flat and smooth and you're confident that your vinyl will stick to it, feel free to place your vinyl and then seal it. But I would place that polyacrylic after vinyl at least, and that's fine. But if you're using HTV, you're going to have to place it first and then poly after. You cannot iron on top of polyacrylic. Good question though.
Fantastic question.
Good question. Okay, so now that I had that entire quote here, I didn't want to put a period on it. I really didn't want to do anything super fancy with it. I just wanted it simple because the main event here is our awesome rainbow. So this was just a cute little detail there at the bottom. And as you can see, I sized this perfectly to my frame. So this isn't my entire frame. Again, it's the space I have to work with. So I like this sizing. It looks really good. This font was easy to kern. And all we're going to do is hide this layer because this was just for visualization purposes, just to kind of visualize where that's going to be. And all you would do is go through there and cut this. Make sure you mirror it because it is iron-on, and continue. And this is just going to use just a tiny bit of vinyl, which is good that it's not going to, use up all your vinyl stash because we don't want that. And then once you have that cut, we're good to go. But I wanted to show you just a couple things about the membership while we're over here before we get too crafty. I did talk about this a little bit, and we do need to update this, but we have over 400 fonts for our yearly members. And of course, those yearly members also get that commercial license and these amazing free e-courses. And those e-courses are basically created for beginners because they teach you how to master your actual machine, how to master design space, and there's even one on the basics of building a business through die cutting, which is really awesome if that's something that you guys ever want to do. And just since I'm a visual learner, you can see your amazing perks go up and then the price go down. So we have, I would say like 98% of our members are yearly, because doing the math over the course of a year, our yearly members actually pay $48 less than our monthly members do, and they get way more perks, which is incredible. So definitely take advantage of that if you haven't already. It's a great time to do so. We're gearing up for fall and Christmas, and all of that equals fun crafting is fall and Christmas. When I hear fall and Christmas, that's all I think of is crafting. So you guys guys will be able to make all of your gifts this year, make all of your home decor for the seasons coming up, and just have a ton of fun with that amazing membership. And then just a little bit for the Summer Summit. It is July 25th and 26th, and Miss Becca will be hopefully showing you guys some spoiler photos from that brand new summit. But you can just kind of see here, it is 10 in-depth classes. You have amazing detailed supply lists. You do get lifetime access to those classes, which I failed to mention earlier. So if you buy a ticket and then it turns out you're not able to be there to attend the days of, no worries at all, because you guys do have lifetime access to that. There are Q&As as well, which it says Q and, so that's a little typo there as well. Sorry guys, we're only human. But another fun thing is, depending on the teacher teaching the class, that is who will be moderating and answering comments that entire time. So if Miss Becca is teaching one of her amazing classes, she will be there reading every one of your comments as you guys are watching the pre-recorded, very detailed class, and be able to answer all of your questions personally, one-on-one right there, which is awesome. So that's really fun too, I think. Oh, and there's giveaways, which giveaways are great. Who doesn't love giveaways? So that's all she wrote for Design Space. We went ahead and was able to cut this out. I'm just going to move some of my stuff around a little bit here. So we already pre-did a lot, like I mentioned, but you guys are really going to thank me for that. Trust me. So already pre-cut and weeded that. You can see how cute it's going to fit right there. First and foremost, I'm going to put my frame together. That's probably a little too far, but that's okay. And guys, I painted this frame again in March, so it's got some scuffies and stuff she's lived in, but that's okay.
You'll cover it up anyway.
It'll totally cover it. It'll be fine. And me and Becca have talked about this. We'll reiterate. I could take my frame off and iron this on and then attach my frame to my backing. However, we feel like it is harder to do that because it's kind of like the same thing if you guys have ever done iron on an embroidery hoop and you put it in the embroidery hoop, you know, like it's hard to make it centered. It's hard to get it right where you want it. So we find it's a lot easier to go ahead and attach the back to your frame first, and then you can iron that on. So we're also going to go ahead and preheat our EasyPress to the 1st degree setting, which is around about 300. And while that is heating, we're going to take our amazing Arrow Fastener staple gun and just staple this guy where he's supposed to be. So again, this is a great staple gun. It doesn't require a lot of pressure or anything, and it's a good one. It's a good one. We love it. We use it all the time here. And my aunt actually bought one of these. Well, it's my husband's aunt. What do I call that, Becca?
Aunt-in-law?
Aunt-in-law?
I don't know.
My aunt-in-law.
It's a made-up relative.
My aunt-in-law, that's good, yeah. My aunt-in-law makes wreaths and stuff, and this was in a bag that she had just bought, and I whipped it out and was like, Missy, you're going to love this Arrow Fastener staple gun. It's the best one ever. And she was like, oh, is it? And I'm like, you don't even know it's great. She was like, okay, she's crazy, and she's talking to me about this staple gun.
So Miss Shannon had a question. She said, I always forget how to bring the letter spacing option up. Sometimes the letter spacing icon appears and other times it does not. So Miss Shannon, when you insert a new text box in Design Space, it will automatically come up. Now, if you ungroup and move them around and then group them back together and try to space them again, that spacing option is no longer available. But like I said, as soon as you bring or insert that text box, then the letter spacing option is available for you.
Becca's right.
That's
all I got to add.
Right, yeah. Becca's right.
Becca's right.
I like it.
Yeah, but if you guys saw me, and you probably think I'm crazy, I don't care. I took some alcohol and wiped this bottom part where I'm going to apply my HTV with alcohol, just because
it's sat forever.
It's been sitting forever, and iron-on is sometimes finicky, and I always want to do this, guys, and I always say this, I want to eliminate all the variables I can for a project fail. I do not want one of those. So I'm going to place this here, and I did have to cut off a little bit more of my iron-on, but I think this is so stinking cute. I kind of like how it's really close to the edges.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that. So it's little things like that you guys, need to think of as well. And I can't see this at all to see if that looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
It's pretty darn good. Okay. So my EasyPress is preheated. It takes this thing no time to preheat.
And she's doing it at 300, friends.
300, the very first setting. And I'm just going to start in the middle. I think me and Becca have been preaching this more, is to start in the middle, because I think we do it and we don't realize it, but we realize what a big impact it has as well.
You start in the middle and then you push out, because if you start at like one side and then maybe go in the middle and then the other side, and just kind of go, skipping around, it will bubble up and kind of release or something. It's weird. So
it's true.
Start in the middle, go to one side, start in the middle, go to the other side.
That's what we do. And it does really well. And guys, again, I painted this 3 months ago, or else I'd be using a Teflon sheet or some butcher's paper or parchment paper or something to protect the paint. But this paint is good, and if she ain't dry now, then
she'll never be dry.
Then she's not gonna be dry, no. So I'm just waiting kind of to see some bubbles and to basically just feel the Cricut power of confidence in me to whip this thing off, because you just never know, especially with iron on wood, because it's not something that a lot of people do. So usually there's some trial and error too. So usually I'll stop and allow it to cool down a little bit and start peeling up, and if I see a section or two that's wanting to peel up on me, I'll just lay it down and heat the entire thing for another 20 seconds or so. So I'm just going to peel this down.
Jackie said the master class for picture frames, is it the one included in the summit from last year?
So that one is actually the 2.0. So we have a frame masterclass and a frame masterclass 2.0. Both of them one of them is in the Pro 2, right, Becca? And then one of them is in a summit. I think one is in a spring summit or fall. Oh gosh.
I'm trying to think right now. I think the 2.0 was from last summit, wasn't it? With a little.
Was it?
Yeah.
Probably. Okay.
Tanner did it from last summit.
So both are from summits, which is great. So we do have two of those. The one I've linked for you is like the regular old classic one on how to make these frames that you guys see us use a ton.
Yes.
The Frame Masterclass 2.0, it's not for the faint of heart, to be honest.
It's not. It's tedious. Anyone can do it, but it's tedious.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If we can teach you how, then you can. But it's a great class. I recommend doing the original if you just want to make simple frames. But the 2.0 has, I think, 3 different variations. Don't quote me. I think it's 3 different frames that Tanner teaches you how to create, different than this. They're different, but they're really cute, really simple. But anyways, so we're done with this. That was easy peasy. We're just going to set him off to the side. And now is the time where, well, actually we need him for a second. I'm sorry. We're going to measure how large we want our rainbow here. So we want our largest piece just to kind of fall in a good looking way, because you don't want to measure this and it accidentally be gigantic or it be way too small. So go ahead and keep this here and just measure this how you want it. I want a little space up there. So like this looks good, as you can see. So I like this. So if you like the look of it, you can take it and go ahead and get your scissors and cut it just like that. Oh, these scissors. Oh my goodness.
Those are so
oh Lord. So after that, it's actually important that you guys are able to, you can't like take this and be like, okay, well I just need 4 like this and then measure and then cut, because this rainbow, it gets smaller, it gets tighter, so you need to make sure that you're measuring these as you go. I would recommend making them 1/2 inch longer than you think you want to make them. So the first thing I'm going to do with this guy is take my masking tape and kind of just set the tone, set the area that I want to be able to apply my yarn above. So I want him to have quite a bit of a tail, and I'm going to lay this right where I want that tail to begin. So my line to start my yarn will be right there, right above where I placed my masking tape. So now I'm just going to kind of hold these together end to end and say, okay, all that's even. So I need to put my other piece of masking tape right there even with that piece of masking tape. So you can see what I'm doing here. It probably should be math, but I'm not making it math because I can't do math. So this is just what we're doing today. If you have another option, please have at it. But I'll just make those super even and then just lay that other piece right to to match up with the other side. And I'm going to tell you, I probably measure these, oh my goodness guys, 10 times during this whole project. So you're going to be doing that a lot. And then even this finished one, I'll bring it up here to show you, even this finished one, as you can see, I start on one side when I'm gluing. It also just got a little bit off. And this was after measuring so many times. So I'm just going to say embrace that. Embrace that it's not perfect. Embrace that there's some imperfection. I mean, look at the font we chose. Nothing is perfect about that font, and I think it just makes the project even cuter. So just go with that. So now to measure your next one, you'll hold the rope in there and make it super even on the bottom with the other rope. And just kind of hold right there. And I actually like to slide my fingers up, and when I make sure that that's even, then I'll move my fingers up here, do that a little bit more, kind of like that. And then I'll just keep my fingers there because I know that will stay even as I do this. And just kind of work around like this. And once you add your yarn, I'm going to tell you, depending on your yarn or how thick it is or how many times you need to wrap it, it'll make these fatter. And no matter how precise you are, it's not going to be perfect at the end. It's just not, but that's okay. You know?
Do you know what width that rope is, Rachel?
I think it's 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
That's what I linked for you guys down below. I remember vividly today when I was getting this out, wanting to keep the package of this rope to tell you guys that. But, you know, no one's perfect, so.
Well, actually, what happened, I think, wasn't it that rope? When we
did
moved
fall
it,
all over the place.
Yeah, when we moved
the
here
whole
to the
thing
new
disintegrated.
location, Rachel spent quite a long time unwinding this for you guys.
I did, but it was worth it. It was worth it, guys. So as you can see, I marked that one right where that other one is. I know the camera's a bit far away, but you guys know what I'm doing.
You can
Good.
see.
I'm doing the same thing with this guy. And you're going to want to remove these eventually. So my advice too would be to apply them down with like a little tail hanging off, to where you can easily grab that tail and pull them off later because you'll need to. And make that even, bring it all the way around, and then I can see how much I have left down here, so I'm just going to cut it right there. But see, these little tails don't matter as much as your tape does. You really want your tape to be, you know, as even as possible for you. So once you have these done, my next little tip to do as well is to take a Sharpie and write the number 1, and then on this other one write the number 2.
Oh.
You'll have 4 of these. I'll blow back his mind. Right there. You'll have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know it sounds backwards, but I start from the largest one and I want to keep up with it, so I just make my largest one number 1. It'll make sense when you make it as well. So that's what I've done too on this guy here, is I've numbered them all so I don't even have to worry about it. So blue is 1, and then I've got this one is 2. You can see their numbers right there. Then you have 3 and 4. So it really helps to number them like that. It does. So now you would make 2 more of these. Go ahead and measure and then add your masking tape. And then when you're done, we'll do the number 2 for an example. When you're done with all 4 of those and you have all the masking tape there on your little tails and you have it all mapped out, that's when you can go in with your what is this stuff called? Wire here, with your wire. So this again is 22 gauge wire, I think it is. And the only thing that this does is going to add some stability to this and allow us to have this as an actual shape. There's no really rhyme or reason to how I do this. I just kind of wrap it around there. So I'm going to start a little bit above the tape here. So this is my wire here. I'm going to start like right here at on my rope. I don't want to go all the way down to that tape, but I just want to start there. And I'm just going to wrap it around one good time, once or twice there, and then just start wrapping around my rope. Like every inch or so. Again, there's really no rhyme or reason to this.
Yeah, this is you're not gonna see this.
No.
It's just to kind of help form, and so it doesn't have to be perfect by any means.
It doesn't at all. But I do recommend making it tight. If you make it loose around your rope, then as you're wrapping it with your yarn, you're going to be able to see that poking out, that color, that silver poking out if it's not super tight, and then you'll have more trouble having to like re-wrap it with another layer of yarn or what have you. So do try to make it pretty tight too. And now that you're at the end, just wrap it a couple of good times there. Take your wire cutters, cut it, and then I usually take scissors, or what's better is needle nose pliers, and I kind of pinch that shut just to make sure that we're not going to be pinching ourselves, or we're not going to be cutting ourselves or anything with that end there. And there goes my EasyPress, which I'm going to turn off now. And once you have it like that, you can kind of find the shape that you like. And I recommend doing all of this in like waves. So the first wave is to size them all, cut them all, and add this. The second wave is to add all of the wire, and then you're going to measure as you go as well. So if this is number 2, then let's say this one had wire on it, we're going to go ahead and redo this and place this, and then hold your rope as you go, and then see how they're lining up. So now you can see that, wow, since that one has wire on it and this one doesn't, like, look how much that's kind of brought us up there. So it's important to see these differences as you go, and just make sure you continue to measure, because it really does make a difference.
Let me stop you for just a second.
Sure.
Miss Jackie said, what size are the staples that you used for your picture frame? And they are 1/2 inch, and she said that she ordered that and just wanted to make sure she was ordering the right size staple. I do just want to point out, make sure that you are using the size staple that's for your specific project. So if you're making frames and your back is thicker than ours, then you'll probably want thicker than a 1/2 inch staple.
Yep.
So keep that in mind with
It's
the sizing that you're choosing.
It's got to be able to go through the backing,
right, and then
here,
into
and then into the frame. Yes,
Correct.
exactly. Great point, Becca. And one thing I love about this staple gun as well is that it can hold different sizes. So it tells you on the staple gun what all sizes of staple it can hold. But right now we have, what did we say, 1/2 inch?
I think it's 1/2 inch.
Yeah, I think we have 1/2 inch staples in this now, but it shows what all you can use with that, which I think is great. So now, guys, we're going to be able to put our yarn on it. So this is when we're going to need our hot glue gun to help us out. But let me tell you guys, when we're going to be using a pea size, like way smaller than that, it's going to be like pathetic how little of this we use. So we're just going to literally add a teeny tiny bit, and I'm going to add it. Let me get in even closer. Sorry, guys. I'm going to add it like right above our masking tape. I should have used painter's tape so it was a different color, so it was easier for you guys to see. But we're doing white on white here, so I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue right there, just a little bead. You can probably barely even see that. I'm just going to place the end of the string there and then push down. Don't burn yourself either, but it's not hurting me that bad. And once you have it glued right there, literally all you're going to do is just wrap it. There's no need for the hot glue until you get all the way over to the other side. So you're just going to take this, and I actually threw this in like a crate, just so it wasn't like going all over the floor, and I was just like pulling it and then feeding it to myself as I needed it. You'll just go through here and wrap it. And it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just wrap it, and then if you look back, like if I do some pretty quickly here, like this, and I look back and I see a spot that I've missed, you can move it on back, fill in that spot, then move it on forward. I think, again, when it's chunkier in certain spots rather than others, that also adds some personality to this thing. So I dig that. I'm fine with that. And I will say, once you get to about halfway done, you'll want to switch hands. And there's several ways that you can do this. So you can wrap it like this, or you can hold the rope and then twist the rope around the string, or you can hold it with the other hand. I mean, there's just however you want to wrap it. It's, just wrap it. But this is the part that you guys probably want to be watching a Netflix show for, listening to some music, or
it's sort of a mindless activity.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah,
I think it's
for
great.
sure.
It's not a hard thing to do. I mean, the hardest part's measuring these bad boys out, and that it's not something that cannot easily be done. It's just a matter of doing it. So just wrap this guy up. Super easy to do, and that's all I'll do, honestly. I just wanted to show you guys the process. Just keep wrapping it all the way around, and then we would stop about the same place we started. So we started it right here, right above that masking tape, and then when you get all the way to the end, just add another little bead of that hot glue, and then just make sure it's hot glued, trim the excess, and you're golden. So you've got as many as you need there, which we're using 4 today, and these are the 4 that we have. I'm going to come back out now. So we have all of these lined up, and again, I always measure these like insanely. So once you have all of them with yarn on them, you're no longer measuring the masking tape, you're measuring where the yarn starts. So that's something to think about as well. I try and start the yarn on the same place on all of them. So if you hold all those in one spot and you see that's a good straight line, you'll hold it right there. And as you're pressing down, just kind of press and feed your hands up. You want to press down and in, because you want to kind of mush this thing to make sure that you're getting all these where you want it. Again, this is just measuring them. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to hold it, and you can see that's pretty darn even.
It's pretty close, yeah.
So we're good to go there. So now what we're going to do is attach all these together. This is what's going to use a bit more of the hot glue. And we're going to do this one at a time. So I'm going to remove these two and just start with my pink and my blue. So I'm going to take this on the inside and just apply some hot glue in like a line here, just like that. Lay it back down, line it up, and then press. And it's totally fine if a little bit of hot glue comes up here in the middle. You're really not going to see that. And we're also going to only do this in sections, so we're not going to add hot glue all the way around. We're just going to add it in little sections. So our first section right there has been glued. Now we're going to skip a little bit, but as we're still pushing it down though. And now we're going to add some hot glue right there, all the way through, just a couple of inches, and then pushing that in. We want this to always be good and pushed together, because that's what's going to make the difference between it looking like it's kind of apart and then together at the end. So again, we're going to skip a section, take our hot glue, add our hot glue to a section down here, press them together, and they might make a weird shape. You can move them later. They've got that wire in there, and it's good to go. We're going to add some more, just like that, and press that in. So that is great. It's okay if you get some on the table and everything. It's all just part of it. And now you're going to just do that again. Now what I recommend doing is the same thing here, but with the small one. So instead of this is hot glued, now you're going to hot glue this one, then this one. You're going to hot glue your large two and then your small two. So I don't know, for me it seemed a little less daunting when I did it that way. You're going to add glue here, and instead of doing it like halfway, I do it closer to the bottom than closer to the center of these. And you're just going to push together. And this way you only are adhering two, basically. You know, you're adhering this one to that one instead of, you know, 3 and 4 and maybe getting a little bit overwhelmed. So continue on. And again, guys, it's repetitive. This whole thing is repetitive. That's why it's not taking us very long to accomplish here, because there's not much to it. It's just repetitive, which is why I also prep so much, is because I didn't want you guys to be bored. But it's almost 2:30 anyways. We've almost been like, well, I mean, we did start a little late, but still, I mean, we're doing amazing for the time. I think we've been prepping just enough for these. Let me know if you guys have enjoyed us prepping. Just pushing those together. And then just a little bit down here at the end. You want them to stick well at those edges, so you want that to be good. And we can go in here when we're done, guys, as well, and hot glue the backs more if we want them to kind of have a bit more security there, have a little bit more glue. So now you can see how cute this is. And now all we have to do is attach this set to this set, and then we're good to go. So I'm going to go through here just like we did. Add that hot glue. And line that up, press. Perfect. Press down, press flat, press together, press all different ways when you're pressing this down. Then we're going to skip a section. Whoop, didn't let it dry long enough. I'm impatient, guys. It's a problem. Then we're going to add some to another section. And as far as placing this on to the frame, feel free to use hot glue. You can use E6000, you can use whatever you want to use. You can use something more temporary if you ever wanted to change it out with another, you know, with another setting or another frame. It wouldn't be like a catastrophe to remove your rainbow. So if you wanted to reuse it for something, feel free to think about that if you want to use some, you know, an adhesive that's less permanent. Now we're going to come in here and add some more around. Get that edge good. Make sure you're pressing down and in, and we're going to allow it to dry a little bit longer because I'm impatient. And now is when you can kind of go in and say, okay, well, I see like a big chunk right here that I would like to add some to. You can see that light hanging in there. We're just going to add some right in there and then hold that. And that's about all we'll do, is just like the really big chunks, because like I mentioned, we can always go to the back. So I just flipped it over.
Look how cute that is.
Oh,
so, but guys, I had seen like even if like a sign isn't your thing, or if you want to do like a crib mobile or something like this with that, that's super cute. I've seen, of course you wouldn't want to put the glue on it right now like Rachel's doing, but just connecting them together. I had seen just this weekend, they took some like vintage colored rainbow colors and did a cute rainbow that way, and then hung it from the ceiling.
Oh, how cute.
That way, yeah. And then you could like hang little clouds or little raindrops or a little bird or something cute from it. But just use this exact same method that Rachel's taught you, and then, you know, put another spin on it.
Love it. Yeah, guys, use this however you want.
So cute.
Once you know how to use,
I think I'll be making one.
And make one of the. Oh, Becca, it's easy.
So cute.
It's so cute. Yeah, if you want to hang it, guys, this would stay put exactly how I had it. It's just with me slapping it on a frame, I wanted to make sure it had some good adhesive around here. So I just went through and added like a big strip of hot glue in the middle of all those cracks of all of them. That is a step that you can feel free to skip. And that way, like Becca said, you wouldn't be able to see it on either side. So now that that is finished, what we're going to do now is remove our tape here from our little bunches. So we're going to take our tape off. I've tried to leave me some tails to help me, but it comes off really easily. Just get in here, find the edge of your tape for all these guys. Taping up those ropes was so worth it to me, though. I think it really, really helped with the process.
Well, yeah, it's just nice to give you a definite starting point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks very finished that way. It looks good.
And you see this? This is what it was doing. It was going to come apart on me, and I feel like it would have been more overwhelming to try and wrap those if the ends were fraying that bad and all that. So it just kind of really keeps those ends where they need to be too. So I was happy about that. But we're going to be able to fray them even more now at the end, so that's something to look forward to. And we're going to do some trimming because some of these aren't super even, but like I mentioned, that's fine because we're going to be doing some trimming at this point anyways. We got all that one done. Now we're going to do the other side.
Rachel, is that rope made out of cotton? Do you know?
It is. It is cotton rope.
Might be cute to like dip dye those ropes too.
Ooh, that would be cute.
That'd be fun.
That would be so cute. I do not know where he's at. Where is the end on him? Oh, it's way over here. Oh, I found it. Okay, we're good. We're good. Be good. Cute. And I would suggest like holding the base here. Hold that and then you can just yank but I wouldn't want anything to unravel or your hot glue to come undone at this point in the game. That would be super sad. And these ones I must have pressed down a whole lot. Tails, guys, I'm telling you. Keep your tails out and about. It'll help you in the long run. Perfect. Came apart on me. That's okay.
She ripped on you.
She ripped on me. But I'm sorry, guys. I should have used painter's tape so you can see it better. I'm a failure. But
I think they can see it.
That's good. You guys get the point, anyways. You get it. Use washi tape or something that you have. Washi tape might honestly be better because this is pretty darn thick, and it doesn't necessarily have to be thick as much as it just has to, make a, section it off. So.
Yeah, washi tape would be really good.
Yeah, and it's thinner and more colorful and all that good stuff. Okay. Oh, no, it ripped. Hang on. Almost done. Okay. Now, we're going to do some trimming up and make sure that all these are nice and even. So we're going to get our scissors that are just, so sharp, clearly.
Yes.
And just go in here and just whack them off. Oh, yes, indeedy. These are some fine quality scissors. So cute. Okay.
I mean, I may have tried to cut some floral wire with it.
You know what? That's okay. I
can't be certain, but I think I may have.
You gotta do what you gotta do, Becca. I'm not complaining. So they're a little bit long for me, and you can make them shorter if you want to. Go in here and shorten them all up. Stretch them out. Oh, more tape. Found it. Whoop, whoop. And you can kind of eyeball them and know that, well, clearly this one is shorter, so then you can trim this one up. Same way, just a little bit.
A little bit at a time, friends. Don't cut it like you cut your bangs and then end up with really short bangs because you do one side too long.
Ooh.
And then, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
At least this is just a craft.
Be
That's
careful.
on your head. I mean, yeah. So once you have these cut, feel free to be way pickier than I am. I'm sure you can probably see some imperfections there. But we're going to take this pokey tool here, and we're going to hold it, and we're going to go in each of these ropes and just kind of pull.
Stop it.
We're just going to pull at this,
okay,
at that rope, because it's like 3 in 1. You know, it's like 3 actual ropes in one. You can pull it different directions and different, different ways. And what that'll do is just kind of fringe out all these different ropes and pull those apart. Just like when you curl your hair before you comb it out, if you want to get beachy waves instead of kinky curls, this is exactly what you would do. So we're getting beachy waves out of our rope here instead of letting them be kinky curls. So that's all we're doing, is just pulling it out. And look at the difference there. So you got one and then this one that we're just
so cute
pulling it out of. So cute, so cute. So yeah, that's all you got to do there. How stinking cute. Just do the same thing over here. And then I'm just going to use probably hot glue today to hot glue this little guy onto the frame and then be good to go. Continue to pull these out. Guys, have you not had any questions about this process? I hope that you have been. I
think it's just because you're explaining it so well.
Oh, Becca.
They've been super quiet. I mean, we have 150 watching, so.
Well, hi, guys. Yeah. Let us know if you have any questions. I think that this is like such a cute little craft. It's so stinking adorable.
It. You could do mini versions and do like little ornaments. That would
my gosh,
so
yes,
cute.
Please. So you can see what I'm going for. You know, it's just, and again, if this thing's a little lopsided, listen, it's got that wire in it. It's got that hot glue to where it's malleable. We tried to do this word last week, Becca, where it's more bendy. So now, last step, guys, just bring in your frame. I'll widen this out. And all we're going to do is hot glue this guy right onto our frame right in here, just like that. And our tails might be a little too long. You can chop them tailsies off if you want to later, but I'm going to go with it. So I'm going to take a crap ton of hot glue and just go for it. You want to make sure it's up on those peaks on your project in order for it to get well onto your frame. Perfect. Good thing too, because I was out of glue. And then lay it down where you think it's centered up, and then place it.
So cute.
Just like that. And then you can fix your little fringes or go in there and trim them up if you want to. You can do whatever you need to. But that's the one I made today, and that's our little finished one that we have. The finished one has pretty darn short, I guess they're clouds. They have pretty darn short clouds, but it's super cute. So either way you want to do it is simple and adorable. And yeah, I think you all would really enjoy making these for all different types of things. Again, it doesn't have to be necessarily for a nursery. Like Becca said, take this idea and spin it as many ways as you want to, as many ways as you can. Really cute, really fun. Name of stapler, please. See, look, Becca's on it. Becca's on it. So guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this adorable little video. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know. We'll stay here for like 1 or 2 more minutes to make sure that we have answered all of your questions. But make sure, if you haven't already, got your ticket to the Summer Summit. That's coming up. It's going to be really fun. And then also get your yearly membership to be able to use fonts like this one and over 400 more. You have the freedom of the alphabet, which is incredible with those fonts. We also have over 4,000 digital cut files. Again, access to a members only Facebook group, amazing printable guides, free e-courses, commercial licensing, and so much more in that yearly membership. So definitely go get yours today because it's so worth it. But guys, how cute is he? Is he not the cutest? I wish that me and Becca may, it's kind of hard to, but we should start timing and estimating how long it would actually take to make this craft fully. I think that might help you guys. You know how when you get a cookbook and it says estimated time like 30 minutes?
Yep.
I think it almost entices you. You're like, oh, I can do that in 30 minutes. So maybe we should start trying to get a roundabout time that it would take you guys to make something like this. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you like it. What color is the stain? Becca's already on it.
I'm on it. Well, they're not very talkative, so I can be super on it.
That's okay.
I'm going to also drop you the link, Miss Susan.
Yes, please do. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
You all should do a video tutorial for making dog shirts. My pup needs a dog shirt made. Just a suggestion. I need some projects to work on while my boyfriend leaves for 7 weeks in the Navy.
Oh my goodness. Well,
oh my goodness. Dog shirts would be cute. You can make Lenny one.
I will make Lenny one. We need to. I'll look on Amazon and see about dog shirt blanks. That would be something funny. But I know they're out there.
Oh, they are for sure.
They're totally out there. Ow! They're totally out there. So I will buy us some and.
Maybe we could do some cool techniques. We could like bleach dye a shirt for him, and then because I never did that one project, did I?
I don't think so. No.
We could just like spin it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. Instead of human shirts, they're dog shirts.
Yes.
We can dip dye them, guys. We can put printable HTV on them. We can do all kinds of fun stuff.
Ingrid said, please don't ever trim your bangs with those scissors. First of all, no worry, because it's basically like Fiskars and it would just bend your hair.
Yeah.
It would never actually cut them.
This ain't gonna cut nothing. It barely cut them strings. But that's okay. Listen, we have a drawer full of scissors and we're hard on our craft stuff, but we're also minimalist crafters. So if we're in here and we're trying to complete something and we don't see what we need here, we're just gonna use something here. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Let me see here. Who are you replying to, Becca?
Miss Melissa.
Okay, Miss Melissa. Well, guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You're sweet. And Miss Ingrid, I have had bangs once or twice in my life. Never loved them on me. Don't worry about me cutting bangs anywhere because I won't be cutting no bangs. It ain't gonna happen. How about one making masks? Janice, we missed the boat on that. If we make masks right now, we definitely missed the boat on that. Or we might do some no-sew. I think it would be beneficial to do a tutorial on no-sew masks because they're easier. While they're not as, what do they call it? They don't, have all of the stuff that they recommend have because, it's supposed to be layered and everything. But if we could make some really cool no-sew masks, I think that'd be cool.
I think we could even figure out a layered no-sew one.
Probably. Yeah. There's heat and bond and all kind of stuff out there.
Did you answer Michaela? Do you know if you can use foil quill on printable vinyl?
Ooh.
I don't think so.
No, Miss Michaela, I'm sorry. You that's only for like paper and paper and leather. You can do it on leather too. I was just thinking of nothing but paper. But anything on like printable vinyl or regular adhesive vinyl or HTV, you don't want to burn it because that foil quill, it's hot. Like that's what it does. It basically like heats up that foil and then makes a design on it. So we don't want to burn anything. So definitely we don't want to do that. But thanks guys for all of your amazing questions. Thanks for tuning in today. I had a fun time today. And yeah, we're good. Is there anything else that I can help you guys with or anything? Miss Becca is going to be here Wednesday. What are we doing? I don't remember. It's literally my job to know this.
Well, because we were doing one thing and I think that we're doing another.
Okay.
Yeah,
Listen.
it's not your fault. It's mine.
No, it's fine. I know what we're doing. We're doing that. Okay, yeah. We're making something leather, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do some leather
We're going to use some of that 651 pleather, the new stuff that has come out. We're super excited to work with it and show you guys how much we love it. I know Rachel made some earrings for our cut file launch last week out of it and absolutely loved it. So you guys can look forward to a fun project with that.
Whoop. I thought that's what it was.
Yes.
And I forgot. Okay, sweet. So Becca's going to be here Wednesday to show you guys some really fun leather stuff. And yeah, we'll see you then. So I will see you guys Wednesday with Becca. Bye, guys.